Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Watches TV, where I watch all the TV shows, I watch all the true crime, I watch all the trending shows on Netflix and Apple and everywhere else, and I watch all the reality shows, and I am currently watching Sister Wives, obviously, season 19. I binge watched all 18 seasons, and now I'm watching Sister Wives season 19, and last night, episode 3 came out, and today I am going to do my reaction to that. I have tons and tons of notes about it. But before I get into that, I just want to give you guys a little bit of a preview for tomorrow's video. It's something that I'm going to start doing over here, I think, at the beginning of every month. So, you know, I keep a list, for those of you that know, if you know, you know, I keep a list in my phone of like shows that I want to binge. And then I also keep a list in my phone of my weekly TV shows. And once I watch them, I check them off. I have like 10 shows I'm currently watching. We just started Grotesquerie this weekend. That is on Hulu with Niecy Nash. It is fantastic. I will be talking more about that tomorrow in tomorrow's video. But if you're looking for a new show, it's just the first 2 episodes are out, but it's fantastic. Grotesquerie. Trigger warning, it is very, very gory. It's about an alcoholic detective that is solving crimes of a serial killer. It is very, very well done. And so we started watching that this weekend, but I watched so many things this weekend. So yeah, so I keep a list of all the shows I'm currently watching, but I also go in and I read like several different magazines, and I look at like all the limited series that are coming out for the next month, all the true crime documentaries that are coming out for the next month. Not like the new, not like Survivor just came on, like that. I mean, I looked that stuff up, but I already know that kind of stuff anyway, usually, right? But I actually didn't remember that Survivor and Golden Bachelorette had started, and I had to like be reminded of that by my friends, and then I went back and watched it. But that's not the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I'm talking about limited series that are coming out, like Grotesquerie. And so I go in and I keep a list of like September, like these are all the shows that I want to watch in September, all the true crime, everything like that. And so on one of my videos a while ago, somebody said, where do you find these lists? And so I thought, I'll just come up with my own list. And so over here at the beginning of every month, usually probably the day before or the first of the month, I'm going to do a video where I am talking about all of my most anticipated shows for the next month. So tomorrow, I will be doing my most anticipated, and a lot of them are very, very spooky shows that I'm excited about. My most anticipated limited series in true crime that is coming out in October, that you can watch in October. I'm very, very excited about that. So I've got the whole list put together. I've got screenshots to read you guys everything about it, and I will be doing that video tomorrow. And if it goes well, then I'll continue to do that every month if that's something that you guys enjoy. And what I'm hoping is, in the comment section, shows that I don't cover, or shows that I didn't mention, that you guys can mention some shows for myself and other people, so that we can all kind of be on the same page. But the shows that I mentioned will probably be the shows that I'm going to cover for the month as well, on top of the reality TV and stuff like that that I do. So then you guys will kind of know like what shows, if you want to watch them before I react to them and things like that. Okay, so today, let's get into A Knife in My Kidney, Wasted Love, Cody Brown, Christine, Mary, Janelle, and of course, Sobbin' Robin. Let's get into all of it today, okay? Today, we're going to talk about episode 3. It's so weird watching this show after having binge watched 18 seasons. I mean, in all honesty, it took me about 17 seasons to figure out how they film this show. And what they do is, okay, so they stop filming, they wrap filming, but then they start filming like 2 weeks later, the next season. And then like 3 months later is when they do the reunion. So when you're watching the next season, okay, the reunion hasn't even happened yet, okay? But what you can realize is like halfway through the season, they've just watched the reunion and what they've all said. Because they all get like bitter as hell halfway through the season. You can tell. They start talking about like, well, I said this and he said, you can tell. Go back and watch the last, that's when they've watched the reunion. That's when they've watched the show come out in real time, and now they've like caught up because in filming, and you can tell their attitudes completely changed about halfway through the season. So anyway, but this season took so long to come out that I think that they've all seen all the last season and stuff like that. So when it starts off, Christine starts talking about this wedding that they're all going to. It's this ambiguous wedding of somebody that doesn't want to like be known, and so they can't film there or anything like that, but they're all invited to the wedding. Christine, Mary, Janelle, all the kids, Robin, Sobbin' Robin, and Cody, they're all invited. And so Christine's like, well, I don't know if Cody and Robin are going or not, because I'm just like enjoying so much being single and dating, but then she's married. We already know that because we saw her wedding. Christine's like, I don't know, like it'll be so uncomfortable, like if we're there. And Mary just always laughs in her confessional. She's like, I mean, we're all divorced. You want some LuLaRoe? So anyway, it's like selling that mad shit, those moldy leggings, Mary Brown. Anyway, So they're all talking about this wedding that they have to go to, okay? And I kind of have this feeling that I'm wondering, okay, because there's snow in it. Does anybody know, or is this later in the season? Everybody goes to this wedding, and they're like, they keep on referring to the bride and the groom. Well, we know that Logan and Michelle got married, okay? Is this Logan and Michelle's wedding, and they can't say anything about, well, no, because I think they got married in December, and this is before Thanksgiving, because the next episode is Thanksgiving. And where the next episode is when Robin says that, she wants Cody, Cody should be sitting on the doorsteps of the kids, trying to have relationships with them, and he looks at her like she's crazy. Yeah, she's the next one to go. Okay, he's probably already working on his next sister wife. Well, his next wife. He ain't got no sister wives anymore. But anyway, I was trying to figure out, does anybody know? Is this like, I don't read enough of like the tabloid stuff, the gossip rumor mill to know, but I feel like they made such a big deal off this wedding. And in past places where, like, Cody did officiate that wedding, like, they showed a bit of it, but it wasn't, like, a big part of the show. They've had other weddings in there. I mean, like, they made more of a point of this wedding in this show. They talked about, like, past weddings that they had gone to. I was like, and they were all so sad about this wedding. It felt to me like it was a family member. It felt to me like if somebody got married and this was the wedding and they didn't want cameras there. I know Logan doesn't really want to be on the show that much anymore. I don't know. The timing doesn't seem right to me. So I don't know, but they said it was the bride and groom didn't want him there. It was just somebody that they all knew. But anyway, so Cody said he wasn't going to go because he talked to the bride and groom and all this kind of stuff. So Christine's talking about their goal is to be friendly, not to be friends, okay? And then they're talking about going to this wedding. Cody isn't going to go because of all the hate he's getting, he says. This is what Cody says. He goes, I'm not going to the wedding because of all the hate he gets. And he goes, all the shit talk from Christine and Janelle. All the shit talk that he's getting, okay? And then they show him and he's back on Coyote Pass and he's measuring shit out there. And I'm like, can we just stop with Coyote Pass, please? Can we just stop, okay? Can you put, like, a Dollar Tree out there or something? Because I am so tired of seeing y'all walk around out there. And then he says on there, I don't think Janelle and Mary are going to end up there. And I'm like, and he says, this has been a source of a lot of heartburn for me. I mean, he is the ultimate victim. Cody Brown is the ultimate victim of what he did to these wives. And I'm like, you don't think Janelle and Mary are going to end up out there? What makes you think that, Cody Brown? Okay? What makes you think that? That you haven't spoken to Janelle Brown in over a year? She says that there's no communication. That you accused her of just wanting to fuck you for your buns of steel and your rock hard abs, okay? That Christine, you said, stabbed you in the kidney and it was wasted love. That Mary, you said you haven't loved since you guys moved to Las Vegas, which was the beginning of the show. I think that was season 2. Why would they want to live on Coyote Pass with you? To pay you and Robin's bills? Why would they want to live with you? Are you delusional? Are you as delusional as your wife, Robin, that sits there and thinks that she's like, I just want the family to be back together? Later in the show, he goes, I just think after some phone calls, we'll all be back to normal. I'm like, you are so banking on this check from the sister wives, you don't even know what to do without it. You need to start figuring it out. Christine Brown, she got her new husband. And Janelle's living with Maddie, and they're building land out there. Mary's running a B&B. Y'all, Cody and Robin, you need to figure it out, okay? Because the money, ooh, that's your money going down the shitter right there, okay? Then Robin says she don't want to go to the wedding because she doesn't want her kids to get hurt because they're so mean to the kids. They're so mean to the kids, okay? Is why she doesn't want the kids to get hurt because the kids won't understand. And she mentions, like, Saul and Ari or whatever. I don't know who she mentions, but anyway. She's like, they won't understand because the brothers and sisters. Well, she later says that Gabriel came up and gave her a hug and said that he loves her. So the kids were not going to be rude to the kids. So that's bullshit. I call bullshit on that. I'm at the point where I can't tell. Like, there's moments where I feel bad for Robin. And then there's moments like, okay, the scene with Mary, when Mary talked about the conversation that they had, that Cody did not want public, and that there were private conversations, that was the first time in 18 seasons that they have ever alluded to private conversations. That's the first time they've ever alluded to editing. When Janelle Brown is sitting on that couch, and Cody Brown runs out, and she goes, cut off the cameras, that's the second time, okay? I think that's production's way of telling us, the viewer, that for a very long time, the Browns have been in control of production, and what is being shown is what is not being shown. What I would like to see is the real footage. I would like to see how he really treats his wives. When he talked about the kidney thing and Christine flinched, a lot of people commented to me on my video about that they noticed that Christine flinched when he said this stuff to her, you know, and were interested in that reaction. It's like, how much did you not show? Mary said, okay, there are private conversations that he doesn't want shown on film. She even covers up for it in the conversation that she thinks is for film. And after that, now this season, she's like, I don't really give a shit anymore, except for that Cody's trying to be your friend. What I think is interesting about this is the family is completely already dissolved anyway. Cody's trying to make nice with Mary so that they can have an amicable friendship so that the family doesn't get ruined anymore. The family's already ruined. What it makes me wonder is that I think he thinks that Mary is rather unhinged because Mary came out in Confessional and she said, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to tell my truth. What does Mary Brown have on Cody that he is so afraid that Mary Brown will get in a confessional and tell? That's what I'm wondering, okay? Is that he's really worried that Mary has stuff on Cody that maybe the other wives don't know. That's what's interesting to me because he's really worried about protecting this relationship with Mary, okay? So then Christine says, they're talking about everybody talking behind everybody's back. Christine's like, we all talk about everybody behind each other's back because nobody sees each other, which makes it uncomfortable when we all see each other because we already know that everybody's talking behind each other's backs. Then everybody ends up going to the wedding. And I'm like, I thought you weren't going to the wedding, Cody Brown. I thought you and Robin weren't going to the wedding. And then he says hi to Janelle in passing. And she's like, then she goes, I guess it's obviously over. I'm like, y'all need to decide, like, you know. I mean, I'm not saying that in breakups before. I haven't called somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning and begged them to come over, you know. I mean, I have, okay. That's a real story in my life, you know. But, like, I mean, y'all haven't talked in a year. Okay, we're talking about sister rivalry, okay? Like, y'all need to just be done with it. We're talking about knives and kidneys, okay? And things like that. So anyway, then Cody talks about how they put him in the corner in the back, he and Robin, for their safety, he jokes. And then Robin said, this isn't right, we should all be a family together. Girl, that ship has sailed, okay? That shit and that ship have sailed, okay? That horse has bolted, okay? And it bolted right out of Flagstaff, Arizona, okay? And that horse had 3 heads. And that horse's name, those 3 heads were Christine, Robin, and Janelle. And then it bolted out of Flagstaff. It ain't coming back. The family's done, okay? And then to the family members, then Cody says, like, all the family members said to each other, hi, I love you, let's get away from each other. I was like, okay, that's an interesting take, right? Then Cody says, this divorce is such teenage drama. He's like, this is just such teenage drama. And I'm like, you were such a victim. Then he goes in and goes, the whole wedding was so hard for me. We used to go places together as a family. I'm like, yeah, that's before you chose a favorite wife and chose to fuck over all your kids. You literally show yourself playing Jenga with Robin and your kids, and you talk about how we usually have guitars and music, and we sit around. When did you ever do that with your other kids? When did you ever? I have never in 18 seasons. I've seen him sleeping lazy boys in the kitchen while the wives bring him food. I've seen the kids beg him to do stuff. I saw him take one girl's trip to California on the beach. I've never seen him play games on floors with his kids. He is so attentive to him and Robin's kids. No wonder those kids are bitter as hell. Gwendolyn's doing TikTok lives, watching the episodes back. She looks so hurt in these things. I don't blame those kids. He never gave them this kind of attention. And Christine even addresses it. Because Robin's like, our kids don't understand because one of her Ari or whatever is like, she doesn't want her dad to leave to go to another wife's house because she doesn't understand that they're polygamous. Well, probably because they don't all live in the same area, right? But what's interesting to me about that is, and I think it's Janelle or Christine, I think it's Janelle says, well, all of our kids were raised that they had to understand that wasn't an option, right? And she goes, it's poor parenting on Robin's part, is what she doesn't say Robin, but she goes, it's poor parenting. That they're not raised to understand that he has other kids and other wives. That's poor parenting. Well, then I'm like, and Robin's like, well, I've never kept him from going to other wives' kids. I've always told him that he had to. And I'm like, how much is this bullshit? Like, how much should I feel bad for Robin? I mean, like, why is it taking me so long to to realize that she's like the ultimate liar? Like, I feel like all the evidence is in front of me and I still can't see it. So anyway, Cody goes on to say, if Christine and I had broken up as a family, as friendly, it wouldn't have polarized the family. And I'm like, yeah, but do you remember the whole knife in your kidney thing and coming at Christine? I mean, it was all you're doing. You told her you didn't want to be intimate with her, Cody, anymore. Okay? I mean, there was maybe a more friendly way that you could have said that. You could have said, you know what, Christine, I love you as a person. I love you as a friend. I mean, they showed your breakup online. You were not amicable. It was not friendly. I don't know what happened when the cameras weren't off, but what they did show was not you talking very nicely to Christine. You told her you didn't want to be intimate with her. Then you called her a liar and said you never said that. Then came back and said you did say that, proving that you were the liar, okay? I'm talking right to Cody Brown right now like he's watching this video. God, I wish. Him and Robin are probably bunkered down in Flagstaff watching Peter Mon's videos. I doubt it. Then Christine says, Cody says, Mary and I are officially broken up, I think. I'm like, you think? What does that mean? And then he's like, he wants to be friends and move on. Janelle then said she had to remind him to stay at her house. And he'd say, I'm tired. I don't want to come over there. And she's like, you can sleep at our house just as much as you can sleep at Robin's house, you know? She's like, he never wanted to stay at our house. This has gone on for years that he has picked Robin's house. This was long before the lockdown, okay? And that all is coming out now. Then Robin says that she reaches out, but none of them respond. The kids don't respond. And she says that she's mad at herself and all of them for letting this happen to the family. Okay, well, you need to pull it in, Robin, okay? You need to pull it in because in all of your confessionals, you look like you're not doing well, okay? And I have to say, I do a little bit worry about Robin because she's the one dealing with all the wrath of Cody Brown right now. And for some reason, she thinks that the weight of the family is held on her shoulders and she's holding it up, but the family doesn't exist anymore. Robin, the family doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know if it's that you want to get out of the marriage and you can't have the guilt of being the last one in, the last one out, because then you would have to admit that the downfall of the marriage happened because of you. I mean, everybody else is left but you say you have no part in the downfall of the marriage, okay? I mean, in this part, you say you do blame yourself and everybody else, but you include everybody else. Now, you're the only one that's left, so it has to have something to do with you. If you're the last one to leave, then we'll know it has something to do with you, right? Then it goes on, and he's playing games, and on the floor, he goes usually with guitars and music, and I'm like, when did he ever do that with his other kids? And then he's like, and doesn't Robin realize this, that he never did that with his other kids? And then she's like, she doesn't know if she should show them pictures of their siblings. I'm like, pictures, girl, pictures? Pictures, girl. A picture of water or a picture? I'm confusion, girl, okay? But she doesn't know. Yeah, she should show pictures of them to their siblings, okay? That's where it comes into revenge vendetta kind of situation. Like, if they're not going to reach out to me, then I'm going to F them too. Fuck them kids too, okay? No, if you're really that great of a sister wife, you consider these kids they're your mother too, why wouldn't you show your kids? Why wouldn't you remind them of them, no matter how they're acting in that situation, okay? You always act like you take the higher ground. Now it's making me wonder what's going on behind the scenes, right? And then she's like, why don't they come? The kids were wondering why don't they come for their birthdays. Cody didn't even call Gabriel for his birthday. Do you remember that? Did you call Gabriel for his birthday, Robin? Did you call any of these kids for their birthdays? They haven't had a birthday party on Sister Wives in years, okay? And Robin, you always go up reluctantly with 3 kids hanging on your pant leg. You act like you don't want to be there, okay? So, no, why would they come and do special things for these kids? Especially when you and your kids coming into the family, they see as ruining their family. But like Janelle said, all of her kids that had to be raised with polygamous family and polygamous wives, they are well-adjusted adults today. And I agree with that. And she said, Robin says the kids were frustrated that Robin and, Christine says that when Robin came into it, oh my God, my battery's going to stop. I got to go get another battery. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. I had a battery right here. I brought up 2 batteries with me. Can we all pray to God, please? Okay, so let's move on. Now, let's sit in front of the TV and let's pray to God. Like they do in Sister Wives. Okay. I can say that because they don't any of them talk about God anymore. Do you remember that? Okay, do you notice that? Like, Mary and Janelle are the only ones that are really faithfuls anymore, like on Traitors. Are you a faithful or are you a traitor? Cody Brown, he don't care about his religion anymore. Christine, she's already left the church. Robin, she don't ever talk about God. Whenever she cries, it always reminds me of Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs when he's like farmer beans and he's like, and she's like, girl, I'm a crier too, okay? But sometimes you got to pull it in a little bit, you know what I mean? Okay, so then Christine, this whole situation with Robin talking about how Cody didn't want to go over and see all the other kids and all this kind of stuff. That's when, I can't remember who says it's bad parenting. Where is it at? Oh, Janelle says it. Okay, but Christine says that when Robin came into the family, the kids were frustrated because everybody could see that Robin and Cody were a couple and that she and Cody were not. And Cody's like, that's bullshit. We were very affectionate towards each other when I was at Christine's house. I'm like, okay. Then Ari says, this was so weird to me. Okay, so now that they're bringing the kids into it and what the kids are saying, then I'm going to comment on it, obviously. So Cody says that Ari says she doesn't like Janelle, okay? And the reason that she doesn't like Janelle because Janelle left Dad. And he calls that loyalty. He goes, see, she's loyal. And I'm like, okay, well, this is a conversation that's obviously been having when cameras are off, that Ari is loyal because she sticks by Dad, and Janelle is bad because she left Dad. But Robin is good, and she is loyal because she stuck by Dad. And this is his whole patriarchy that he's developing, which if I were Robin, I'd be scared shitless right now. Like, I need an exit plan now, okay? But she doesn't see it, or maybe she does, and that's coming out later in the season. I don't know. But we know as of today, she hasn't left Cody Brown. But we do know that they're trying to sell, or they did sell that ugly house with that. Did you see that room? Oh my God. Anyway, that bedroom. Anyway, so I'm like, how did she learn that? And he said that she didn't understand earlier that he had other parents. I'm like, he said something about that. I'm like, how did these kids not know, these young kids, like, you should have raised them. All the other kids had to understand that they had sister wives, they had other mothers, all of them, from a very young age. They show that. They show the footage, actually, on there. Janelle said all the other kids did. She's like, so this is poor parenting. And I 100% agree. The other kids had to agree. And she's like, we have a well-adjusted adult kids. Then Cody says that with some phone calls over time, the relationships will come back. Cody, are you really that delusional? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that Janelle, having bought a home in North or South Carolina or wherever she's living, and her and Maddie building property in Montana, Mary living in her B&B, thriving financially, was selling those moldy sweatpants from LuLaRoe, and Christine being married, and none of your kids wanting to talk to you for one reason or another, do you really think that a few phone calls are going to fix that? It's over, Cody. I think Cody and Robin need a reality check. Like they really need a reality check. Like, somebody needs to, like, shake them, because, like, they really think that, like, there's a possibility they're all, I mean, is Christine going to bring her husband? Y'all are going to live on Coyote Pass together? Or no, she sold her lot of land to you, or she gave it back to you for her house because she was smart, okay? And you're pissed because Christine took her power back. She was the first one that decided to leave. Mary, you didn't want to be with her anymore. Janelle, you already were kind of done with. But now that you've moved on from Christine because Christine's done with you, now you're pissed at Janelle. And you don't understand why you and Janelle can't work things out. I have to say, I know that Janelle doesn't get back with Cody, but watching it, there's parts where I'm like, I think he could have persuaded Janelle to come back. I really do. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad how manipulative he is. That there are moments where I'm watching it and I'm like, I think he could have persuaded Janelle or Mary. I mean, if he had told Mary, I'm still in love with you, Mary, I want to be with you, she would have been back there instantly living on Coyote Pass. Instantly. And it makes me sad, you know? I mean, this is the thing. Polygamy, non-polygamy, whatever. You're not talking about 6 months. You're talking about, 20 years plus of a relationship with him, a relationship with the other kids, a relationship with their sister wives. Marriage, family. It's so sad in reality that this is what's happened with all of it, you know? And he's so manipulative and he takes no accountability for it. Why wouldn't these wives be shit talking him? Why wouldn't they? They have nobody else. They haven't been able to talk to each other for years through all of it. You know, they haven't been able to talk about any of it. So why wouldn't they? Then it shows McKelty's twins having, she had her twins. And then Christine and Robin and Tony are all in the room at the same time. Now, we know today that McKelty and Robin have had a huge falling out. It had something to do with, I think, Garrison's funeral. But I don't really know about that. So I'm not going to speak on that today. But McKelty and Robin are still very, very close at this point. And she's in the room. And at one point, Robin's holding one of the twins. And Christine's holding one of the other twins. And Robin's like crying in her confessional. And she's like, it's like we're holding two parts. I don't know. Anyway, I'm so over Robin. And that's where I was like, there's a part of me that, like, I kind of feel sorry for Robin. It's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot's in the edit. And then Cody says Christine was jealous when Logan was born. And then Christine's like, I was jealous when Logan was born. I was. And it was a really hard time because I was just early in plural marriage. Well, if you go back last season, Christine, I remember when Cody and Mary talked about how you were the favorite wife and that you got like 52 Christmas presents and Mary got not one Christmas present. And you actually had to remind Cody to get Mary something on Christmas morning, and he ran in the bedroom and handed her a sweatshirt. Do you remember that? So I'm sorry that you were so bitter that Janelle had Logan, okay, that you couldn't handle being the new wife. But Mary was just forgotten about from day one. I mean, people want to know why Mary's so bitter now. Probably this is part of the reason why. Because as the sister wives started rolling in, that plural marriage that she thought she was going to have, that she idolized, she realized very quickly that wasn't what it was. But her faith told her she couldn't leave. So she didn't. I don't know. It's just like the fact that Cody and Robin cannot see. I mean, they live in this world of disillusion. It's just crazy to me. But anyway, that was last night's episode. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And of course, I will be back here next Monday with more Sister Wives coverage. And tomorrow with my most anticipated October watches. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.